Hey there, Aries. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. I thought I would try something new, and we will do a little monthly reading. I would really appreciate your feedback. Let me know if it was any help to you. Usually at Moon Directed, we work with the energy of the moon, but I think for the monthlies, we're going to work with the energy of the inner planets, the ones that really affect you. So we'll be working with the moon a little bit to get an overall, and the earth to give us some overall energy. And then we'll move into Mercury and Venus and Mars. And so let me know what you think of this format and if it works for you. So we're going to start with, as usual, with a little conversation started from the universe. And this time, we're going to call on the energies of the earth to help us with this overall energy. And you have connections. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity during the month of March to make some real connections, which makes sense, right? Because happy birthday, by the end of the month, you'll be into your birthday month. So you start off the month with your energy in your 12th house of hopes and goals and dreams and aspirations and things that you really want, but you know, how do you create it? But then you move into the first house, which is ruled by Mars, which is all about action at the end of the month when you get into your birthday month. And so it's going to be about the connections you make between the dreams and the goals that you want and how you're going to make them come into fruition. And it's going to be also about the connections you make with people. And so with communication and stuff, and ooh, you have the energy of the supermoon, which is emotions are running high. So these are connections, and when there's emotions are running high, when you're dealing with Mars energy, it can get a little fiery and a little, ooh, you know, tough. So that's a little heads up, Aries. You'll want to try to approach the world in a more balanced way. Because it's not just your emotions that are going to be running high. There's going to be a lot of people's emotions running high because we're going to talk about Mercury now. Mercury is going to go into retrograde on March 6th. It starts out in Pisces, and it's going to get almost to the end, and then it's going to back up and stay in Pisces because it's already at the 24th degree. And then it's going to back through most of Pisces before it goes direct again on March 20th. And so when Mercury is in retrograde, it's a really good opportunity to review your life, to look at things, to revise, edit, renew maybe commitments you've made to yourself. And exes come back, and I'm laughing because this card you have here is past lives. And so is it past lives? Or is it someone from past in your life? And so you might be dealing with some deep-seated wounds and making some connections, or you might reword usually ends up with Mercury in retrograde. You may reconnect with someone from your past. And so sometimes exes are exes for a reason, and I really hate that phrase. Sometimes it just timing wasn't right then, and so maybe you guys have learned and grown, and maybe it's a good time to rehash a few things and to maybe solve a little karma, maybe get some answers that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to get any other way. But in the end, I'm going to say that they are not for you. You have the not for you card. This connection from someone from your past that comes forward, they're still not for you. But you may have a chance to figure out why. You may have a chance to go, wow, I really don't care. I grew. Look what I learned. I wish they would have learned a little more along the line. And so that's not a bad thing. So there's some of that connection. You know, emotions are going to be running high. You might feel really drawn and attracted to them, but the universe is kind of cautioning you, saying they're really not for you. So that's just something to keep in mind. When Mercury is in, Mercury actually rules Gemini and it rules Virgo. So with Gemini, it's in the realm of communication, right? It is about communications and diversity and adaptability and, you know, looking at things in a different way and learning stuff. And then when it's in Virgo, it's more about the details of things and the spiritual connections and the spiritual communication. So listen to your higher self. Really communicate with your higher self, really get into the details of the situation. If they're telling you stories, listen to the whole thing. I think more listening than talking will help you find the answers that you need, Aries. So that would be my advice as far as dealing with that kind of an energy. And exes come back a lot during Mercury retrograde. So something to keep in mind. And now Venus starts out in the morning of March 1st. In Capricorn, but then moves very quickly that day into Aquarius. And so it'll stay in Aquarius until the 24th. So my moon is in Pisces. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. The 24th. So when it gets into Pisces, now, Venus is going to be in the same place with Mercury, and so there's going to be a lot of interesting, again, emotional conversations happening, and I really think that that's something, remember, emotions are running high, there's going to be emotional connections, there's going to be emotional conversations. Venus rules a couple of things. It's growth and opportunity, it's in finance, that's the Taurus part of it. And there's also Libra, there's the relationship balance part. So I kind of think that focusing a little on the relationship balance part, maybe reviewing your finances will be good. But I have a feeling that you're going to have, yes, I have a feeling you're going to be dealing with your emotional part more. So we have receiving. We have receiving. Receiving is being open to hearing. It's not you talking, it's you listening. It's you feeling, what do you feel? It's you being aware of what are they giving you. It's you being understanding that it's important that you can receive. Maybe you're the person who's always giving, and maybe it's really important that you allow them to give to you, and you kind of look at it and see whether or not it's the way you want it to go, because we also have release the dark wound, let love in. So maybe, you know, getting over them. Maybe recognizing that this isn't what you need, you deserve more than that is the way to go. And so there might be some of that. You want to let the love in, you want to let the healing in. So that's part of the receiving too, is allowing the spirit to heal you, to allow yourself to be healed. So they may not be for you, and so understanding that and letting them go might really help you. You're getting double cards on everything, and I don't have, a lot of space for that. I was really hoping that Spirit would work with me in my limited space here. But Spirit does what Spirit wants to do. So you have attracting, not chasing. So I pulled a couple cards from the Abundance Angels because Venus is also about finances, but you have attracting and not chasing. And so I feel we're still talking about relationships, but also with money, but we also have gratitude lists. So if you need to attract more money into your life, then try recognizing what you already have, being grateful for it, truly grateful, not comparing yourself to what other people have or don't have, just being grateful for the opportunities that come your way, being grateful for the people in your life, being grateful for the good things. And so always writing down your gratitude list is really important. The moon does go into, the moon is in, we have a new moon, yes? New moon on the 6th or the 7th. I'm not really sure. Sorry about that. My battery was dying. I had to plug in. So on Saturday, on the 7th, I think it's, you think I would know these things because it's moon directed. I'm struggling. This Mercury retrograde, we're in the shadow period, and I'm already really struggling. I have a lot of water. If you were a water sign, okay, so remember last year, every time Mercury went into retrograde, it felt like you were being smacked around because, because it was in the fire signs. That's going to be me this time. And you guys are going to be like, what, Mercury retrograde? I don't even notice it, except for the fact that your exes are coming back. There's that. All right, so let's just go on to Mars. So now Mars is in Taurus, and Mars will be in Taurus all month until it goes into Gemini on the 31st of the month. And so when Mars is in Taurus, it's able to take those really grand ideas that you had, and you're able to put them into action in a very grounded, structural way that's very positive. It's a real opportunity to actually grow something and create something. And then when you get into Gemini at the end of the month, then you might find that your interests start diversifying, or that there's more adaptability that comes with it, and it gives you an opportunity to really take this idea that you've been laying the foundation for and working on, and move it into, maybe spread it out a little, or okay, this part's working, that's not working, like being able to look at it with a higher mind, a higher perspective, and being able to communicate it to other people. So, but that'll be mostly your month of April, where that'll be going on. But this month's about laying the foundation and the groundwork for that. So pay attention, look around. What have you got going on? What kind of a project have you been working on? And so the two cards that I have for you is you have Launching Your Journey. I am an intrepid traveler sailing forth into the universe. So yes, there is some kind of a project that you are starting work on. There's something that you want to do. There's something you've been dreaming about right here while you've been sitting here with, you know, in your 12th house. What are your hopes, your goals, your dreams? And then you're going to create it and turn it into action this month. And use that energy. If you can, I would start early. Earlier the better. But if it doesn't happen until you get until March 20th, when the sun moves into your sign and it's your first house, that's fine too. You still have time. But you have the sacrifice card. So this journey that you're launching, you have to give up something to move forward. Now, is it a project? Maybe you need to change jobs. Is it a love? Maybe you need to let go of the past in order to open up the doorways to the future. So I think it could be both. It really, really could. And so that's something just to kind of keep in mind and figure out where you want to take that. That's kind of exciting. And I'm going to just get one more card here for a last little piece of advice for you. This one's from Mother Earth. A little nurturing piece of advice. And let's just see what we get here. Okay, and you have, healing the past. So yes, I think this Mercury retrograde is going to be a real opportunity for you. I thought I blocked the sun, but I guess I didn't do a really great job. It's going to be a real opportunity. It's birch. It's birch trees. Birch trees are all about death and rebirth and recycling, and it's if you see birch trees, that's what it's about. It's that scorpionic rebirth cycle. And so major transformation, you know, the bark peels off and it makes way for new. It's like shedding your skin. It's when a snake sheds its skin. It's the same kind of thing. The bark coming off of a birch tree does not hurt it. It just allows for new growth. And so when your ex comes back and you have these conversations and you heal these wounds, and hopefully for both of you, and then you let go and you move on, and then you find the inner layer of you, the next layer, and you continue to grow and develop as a person. And so it's a kind of an exciting month for you. That's a lot of work to get done here right before your birthday, but happy birthday to you. Congratulations. It looks like you're going to start your new year with a fresh page, and that's great. Get ready to turn the page, right? All right, you take care. I'm going to, probably over here, I'm going to put the yearly readings in case you didn't get a chance to see them. It's always good to review, and it's been 3 months, so let's go ahead and put those up, and you can take a look at that too. You guys have a great March, and I will see you for the weeklies.